I came to an epiphany, like halting in the hygiene aisle and howling out a fluid retentive hallelujah. Just wait, I'll wait and woo ya. Or like a game of truth or dare in which our parents fade to fiction due to the friction of two countries inching nearer, scraping knees. One of gangly existentialists growing ever stranger. The other cluster compensating out of focus hissy fits. Coy catalysts and refugees of the collective razor, pink and muted mingling now with an effigy of Bruce Springsteen, lamb-like jawline eyeing concave thigh, catty teen roof to lisp and stutter rain upon, two countries sharing Tchaikovsky and tenement-taught curiosity. We picked punchlines from each other's hair and shuffled with the same disease before the Red Scare shed and amended her bed sheets, and the flat-chested girl who forewent magazines for a dose of drag and gut reaction. She who in her steamy indecision did not smear science with religion became at once an immigrant in the world of cotton candy pick and choosing. Girl, like fuck, it was an epiphany. I was lying in my bed, you see, sighing to the ceiling, cause Jesus was I feeling sick, lamenting my monogamy, too many feelings pushing me, a sudden Dostoevsky bitching in bikini briefs, contemplating Stalinism, if only for the mass production of amphetamines and symmetry of tits. When I realized, shit, I am 16 and I'm yet to have been told what type of girl I'll be once this youthful routine peters out and leaves me not but hemophilic fantasies. The propaganda of girl-on-girl camera developed in a war-torn bathtub with exhibitionistic chromosomes and well-known pantyhose stepping in as gas masks for the disowned and extravagant. I ain't never had any identity crises as drastic as this one since the sky went and swigged some apocalyptic nip slip and told me, oh wait, I'm not really a Pisces. All that's left for me to do is reinvent myself. Revolution is kind of my thing, and at the sound of my indecision, the shopping malls and subpar derelicts postpone their philosophic itch to swoon, perking up to my mechanized tune, putting out prosthetic pop and lock, slick as Grammy's shower stall, but I ain't that kind of drip. So the grown-ups wag their heads to this swift shift in frequencies from sweet petite perpetuating the clap and sway of slumber parties, craving the not quite so homo rainbow of Confederacy cake, to Kesha crimping arteries and celebrating syphilis, anti-grammatic attitude, gagging on grammatic interludes in which glitches translate glitter in this wet and wild metamorphosis, a piercing on my frontal lobe to market open-mindedness, a target on each temple aching grace, and blazing planetary double takes through the foggy fishnets of my torn hormonal nexus. All I know for sure is that my destiny revolves like cross-legged laundry laws, like the good slow bloom of lockjaw, like the bashful body spasm which exasperates that pigeonhole converted into a jacuzzi, losing mass purely due to enthusiastic nudity, the water tinged with alibi, a touchy-feely alkali denying acid reflux of uncouth imagination, plus the wax which children waste, the walls made of mesh and bluffs about sex, and our prismatic compensation. It all spins round a pert and flammable mouth and impulsive solar plexus. So, ladies, what will it be? I got so many choices, help me! Like an eternal springtime need, like smiles spanning self-esteem. Because let me tell you, in our modern times, despite the rumors that a girl can't drive, which is, yes, of course, true when her jeans are as tight as her crew, and her job is substantial is when they all shriek the answer to who do you love? Oh my God, my girls! Circumstantial ejaculation of laws and proclamations and an avant-garde meow, misting windows like that bimbo's memory. Despite this affectionately sexist elegy, I'll tell you, girls these days know how to get around. From Woodstock to the blood bank, from Compass to the crumpled enigmatic sheets of an underweight painter at SF State, from Thursday to Friday to SAT to 12 ounces of weed equally as stale as your favorite essay, let me guess, a requiem for gay marriage or fear and loathing in Las Vegas, from anxious afternoons to nocturnal cyber angst, from hazy public parties to the maternal Maserati of some rich boy simultaneously spitting Tolstoy and T-Pain, says his pockets ain't as deep as his lyrics, but you got a scoop, got a youth court hearing for driving under the influence. Well, Jesus, daily am I breathing it. And word to the wise, it's not Marin, it's the fluid fascinating fascination of the bodies that we're in, and it's not our parents, it's just our lot. And I, for one, feel fortunate that rather than explore our voice, the school system has primed us for a lush, deliberate lifetime of multiple choice. For example, as one such bulging and beatific pupil, if a certain rousing song by the Beatles or Miss Joni Mitchell happened to jive with me, I could enroll in yoga, appropriate my pants, prance by a camera, preach about karma, get drunk for the dharma, fondle a body sattva, rebel against bras, pose next to the law, divulge my wittiest soul on a blog, rattle sarcastic axioms about God, memorize tidbits from Nietzsche and the Beats, bear my belly to the shocked sunburned streets, post provocative shots of nude girls I don't know, ride bicycles barefoot and forge my own flow, only make out with the boys who don't shower. You could say I'm a flower, you could say I'm unique. If you're my type, let's get high by the creek, or more specifically, that abusive sewage pipe by which the pseudo-intellectual bohos blow and cyber-feminists desist from getting down and dirtier. Although, if a certain National Geographic compassion drives them to down a Four Loko, then we'll wait for them to transcend their clothes. Praise be to that civil disobedient nipple, titter what I don't care about cloaks, then flee to well-loved shrubbery to simplify their innards and, well, throw up. Those girls do look fun, but maybe that's just not my scene. Maybe stoner chic and half-dressed hikes are not for me. Perhaps I'm more conventional, craving the dimensions of delicate dresses, soreness, sunsets, intrinsic limitations, softened by a pair of legs and a laughing shot of patience. You'll swear by the number of times you swapped sweaters. You'll amalgamate in soft conversation, linked by immobile, high-pitched masturbation. Girls sharing secrets. Girls sharing epithets, incompetence, pregnancy tests, pissed rainbow, sitting elbow to elbow where the swollen gut meets whispered need and a lunar scarcity of no. Girl is always, always practicing her intimacy, the quiet skim and go, like zip me up and tackle touch, indoor picnic sharing tips for self-inflicted infancy. Oh, you know what I mean, the calculated proclamation of one before she eats, the rowdy helplessness, the touchy-feely troublemaker, those imperative barrettes, bobby pins and benzodrine, equally emphatic in our shyly leaking house, where the beds are made of Joan Baez and the night is wicked Mickey Mouse. See, it goes like this. You know that something is amiss when doing drugs, invariably the symbol of dissatisfaction and ill energies. Compared to pair, girls short, boys long, stomping up the blue ball concrete, awesome gag and hum of bebop jazz, eroding the city discreetly. Something's up when it all becomes but one with the mainstream. Girls crave 40s like the birds crave ice cream. The birds use long translucents to squeeze music from the thighs, which thaw like dumpstruck awnings over crusted dawns, and bloom superlative bruises by which a girl can type her history on booze-bought knees and a merciful soundtrack. Meanwhile, the boys will wash themselves in weed, Eric Clapton, and indistinct physical contact. And she's whispering that when the stuff which modifies reality becomes but commonplace, drugs can't be cool, gay's the new escape, the alternate reality, one night bisexuality to demonstrate your daring fluctuations towards fatality. We seek the danger now and bare and brown, the salty promise of a burden shared. You aim to pluck that mystery which dizzies study sessions and shuddered in its sleeping bag, or maybe you're just so damn bored you don't care whose mouth you grab. Either way, this heavy sexual preference has now become the junkie's breakfast. Chewing taboo turns to you're too cute, and all the pills be wetted by a zealous conversation on the topic of that universal kookiness. Yes, yes, I know you love your cat. Isn't that a given? And yes,